and welcome to the mess that is my garage. Now, tonight, or today, it's actually sunny outside, so I can't say tonight. And I forgot the clutch over there. So today I am unbagging this. Can't be really an unboxing because it's not in a box. There! Exciting. Looks the correct part. So I hope it is. So yeah, last episode of the pocket bike build, I slapped the engine back together because it wasn't broken, because I thought it was broken, so that's why I took it open in the first place. And it ran. But the clutch still remained the problem. Boy, these springs really are stiff. Yeah, anyway, we shall put this back together. Oh, for God's sake. Yeah, that's, yeah. It's okay, I just threw all the bolts on the floor. Just another day in my garage. So, I was about to test does it fit in this, and turned it over and all the bolts that were here flew out. And one remains still missing. Yes, it does. However, before I put it together, can you see what I'm actually doing? I don't know. However, before I put it together, I want to give it a clean. So, cleaner. I have loads of brake cleaners. Why are they always missing? Damn you, bike. Clean parts of cloth. It's black. Like magic. The inside of the clutch looks pretty rough. So I reckon a quick go around with like a 120 paper should do something. Obviously, but is it for the good or the worst? Yeah. And the bearing sounds quite loud and also is a bit loose. Anyway. This is actually terrible for my fingers, spinning the sprocket. Well, it doesn't feel any better. But I reckon it'll work. I mean, it's not ideal because the weight limit for the bike is 50 kilos and I weigh about 75, 80 kilos maybe. So yeah. It'll work. Just don't worry. Yeah, the thing that might have ruined the clutch last time is how I drove it. Ideally, the way to drive it is full power or no power. There's no, you know, half power, because it's a centrifugal clutch, and if it doesn't have all the power, you know, you'll have to, the springs won't go out all the way, and you know, it'll start slipping and that kind of shit. And I'll just quickly have another look on the floor if I can find the one bolt I lost. I'll find all the pieces of the old clutch. Found one of these. This will be useful. Because the one on the rear was cracked. I found one of these. So, you know, it's really starting to give me the idea that I should really clean in here, because there's a lot of stuff on the floor that doesn't belong here. Ah, there you go. I was almost about to say I'll find something else, but I actually found the bolt. Is it though the bolt? Same head, same thread, same length, so I reckon it's the bolt. Now, I don't have a gear puller, but I did a little test on the spare part engine and this will work. Hopefully. It worked on this, so I hope it'll work on this as well. Make a little room. So yeah, before we start doing that, I'll have to undo the bolt holding it in place. How do I prevent the engine from turning? With this. Just put that in there, so it's hits on. Also, putting a cloth into the combustion chamber is an option, but I'm too lazy to remove the spark plug as it is tight. Now I hope that won't break anything. That's the wrong size. Hopefully it's not on too tight because it is only an 8mm. Yeah, that's fine. Now, my camera started playing tricks on me and the battery died, and after I had put it on the charger, started recovering files. No idea. It recovered nothing though. After I had removed the bolt from this, I put 2 more bolts on it and tightened them gently against, can you actually see it, one of the thicker parts on the engine, one by one. Now what really puzzled me is the key was missing from this, and you can also see there's a line of wear where the shaft has been turning without a key, so it's been slipping also there. Because when I took it apart I saw no key anywhere here or on the floor. Luckily on the spare part engine the key was still there, so I put it on there. So I apologise for the drop in the quality of the audio. I have decided to finish this episode off with my phone. But the video should be alright. So, I tightened this. And there's no play. There is a bit, but I don't think it's because of the clutch. So, quick clean. Ooh. Maybe I'll put a rag underneath. Do that again. Yeah. Here you can see a bit better the inside of the clutch drum, is it? I don't know what this thing's called. Anyway. I think it'll work.
give it a quick clean with this thingy and yeah, make all the rubbish fall into what I just cleaned. Brilliant. And now, how was it? Does it matter how these are? Should I just go and check? Because it's totally round on the inside. What is it? Just move that there. No, I don't know. All the bolt holes seem to fall into place, so I'll just have it like so. Because the two parts that touch in movement is this spinny part anyway, so I don't think there's a correct way to put the spinny part. Yeah. Today isn't really my day. Maybe I just should go back to sleep or something, I don't know. Go to the pub, I don't know. Okay, that's not a good sign, is it? Hope it's just the bolt. I see bits of thread on this thing, focus. So, it's going in anyway. Hopefully there's just a bit of... No, there's no... Hopeless. Today really isn't my day. Why did I wake up this morning? The engine is one unit with a clutch in place. Was I supposed to do something about this? I mean, on the inside it looks clean. Let's just give it a quick... Smells alright. Let's just give it a clean and a new oil. It'll be better. It is a bit black. Just a bit. Just a bit. I mean, should really change it, but I can't be bothered, and also I don't have another one. I'm not going to start waiting weeks for a piece of foam to arrive. I mean, I don't care. I'll just put it back. Now, I do think there is a kind of special foam for... Wait, what? Special oil for these foam filters, but I just use WD-40. And it smells nice. And I think I overdone it, but you know, it's a two-stroke. The oil will burn in the engine anyway. So I don't think it will do any harm. And then we just put it back on. Now what? Our engine is ready to be put on.
I cleaned my desk, and while I was cleaning the desk I found the little grid that was in here. So yes, I did forget to put it in there while I was recording. However, now it is in there, so you don't have to tell me that I forgot it, because I realised that already. So, now, technically, the engine should be ready to go back on. With a new clutch and yeah. Just 3 bolts holding it in place. Okay. Let's just that's it on which, oh yes, there's the bolt. Should sit there somehow like that. Yes. Brilliant. What the hell's wrong with you? How are you not in? There you go. I think. Bit of playing the chains is healthy. As in, so that it isn't tight so that it would stretch. Looks good. And that was there. I think, somehow, like so. Before I tighten that, I'll tighten the bottom ones. Then I put the kill switch cable. There you go. And the carburetor float. Give it a quick wipe. Right, once again it's been forever since I was last filming, because last time I was filming I was having problems with a camera. Now I've been fiddling with the settings and I have once tested and it does record over 10 minutes now. 12 something was when I paused it and said it'll be fine. So anyway, what's next? I've also bought a fuel filter. I'll connect the exhaust first, so... Where's the exhaust full of oil? I don't know. It's telling me I have taken the wrong exhaust, and then I've cut up the one I used on the MV100S. No, that sits there nicely now. Once I tighten that, it'll clear that, and I'll put a little hang on. I'll have a look at the accelerator cable once the exhaust is on. So I don't really have a proper fuel line on me, so I've borrowed this from the pickup because it was attached to some kind of pressure valve on the return line, which the valve was broken, it just leaked, all the fuel just came through. No matter if actually the valve was working, but there's a pressure problem. But anyway, I've added it to the shopping list I've finally written down. Which way does it go? Is it like so? Shut up. As you can see, the fuel tank isn't symmetrical. The hose comes out of one end, and one end is a slight slant. But does the slant and the hose go to the front or the back? I can't remember. Okay, it sits like so. Yep, I'm happy with that. Just having a little look. And I reckon there is a good place to cut. So that goes there. And I'll have to just sort of steer that away from that. And then fuel filter would go on if I, there you go, I was about to say if I wouldn't have lost it. But I didn't lose it, because I just found it when I was about to tell I was, yeah, you know, basic stuff. Flows that way. Lube. And now you can barely see it on the hose because the hose is so thick. There's the kill switch, the brake and the accelerator. I guess that'll do. I was about to say I'm really not happy with how the fuel line sits so close to the exhaust. but it'll bend just enough to get it out of the way, hopefully. I'll just turn it around to make it easier. Oh dear. Oh shit. Apparently not. Oh no. Oh yeah. It'll be fine. So I'm sitting there. Except it won't. Take that off. Ah, there you go. That sits like so. Just put that on. Just, like approximately so. Fine adjustments later. Suddenly it doesn't sit nicely anymore. Wonder what that's all about. Just cut it from there. It's not straight. But it doesn't matter. I'll just put it on. It's really a tight spot. Maybe I'll just get flexible, shove my other hand here, and just finger it into place. Lube. No, the whole carburetor's lubed. Anyway. Bloody hell. Ow, my finger. Ah, there you go. I think. Slipped on, well that's what it looks like. Basically, all I need to do is put the plastics together, which is basically the big thing here. Screws and the seat down. And then it's supposedly ready. Just some fuel in the tank and go for a test drive. Did I just break? It appears that I have broken the front attachment of this. But the funny thing is, it wasn't the plastic that broke, it was the Chinese weld. What if I just go and take it for a drive as a naked bike and call it a series? Just bolt that there and leave this and that just away because they're so broken. That's a good plan. The front plastic was only attached to this and the bottom plastic. And the bottom mounts on the bottom plastic are broken off as well. Why? Don't ask me, ask China. And then I have to find 5 suitable bolts to bolt it together. Maybe I have the wrong fuel tank, because it doesn't quite sit so nicely, but it's alright I suppose. Now that it's level, I realised that the hose should have been at the front because it sits slightly downwards, forwards. I don't know. Well, I have to pull wheelies if I start running out of fuel. I don't see why not. I'll just carry it outside now and give it a test drive. What the hell's wrong with you? Well, it appears my backyard isn't the ideal testing ground for something like that. And my balls hurt.
So after a few weeks I finally decided to take it somewhere more spacious for a test drive. However, the tyres were flat, so I put some air in the front one. The back one, however, was a bit more broken and the valve had hidden itself like a turtle. So I changed it for one I had lying around in the garage. But it didn't fit.
Chain's different.
So I fixed that problem. Second attempt and I realised that the brake disc was also wrong. At this point I decided to put the camera aside and eventually I had a fitting airtight wheel. Then I loaded the pocket bike into the massive boot of my super compact little Japanese car. hired a camera operator. Well, when I say that, I mean I just told my little sister I'd help her fix her moped if she would come and hold the camera for me. Then we hit the road. Not just any old road, but some traditionally terrible Finnish gravel road.
I have arrived here at a sand pit. There's more space to test this. This is the place where I filmed one of my first films about the stalker. Right, let's pull this off. Well, it works. And now that the tyres have air, the clutch doesn't smell bad anymore. But it really is not the bike for this terrain. It's more of a asphalt thing because it doesn't have suspension. So I guess my job here is done. Thanks for watching. Fuck off, fly. Bye.